A line for line, ain't no comp in this rap neither.
You waiting line for line and keep doing numbers. I gave him the game, trust we live for the summer. Got doctors and artists and athletic speakers. Come learn from my come up, I'm better than people. I'm in love with the grind, I'm in love with the culture. Do this for the fam, do this for Kenosha. You know I got you, Kenosha. If you got the vision, then come a little closer. Let's get it together, line for line with the soldiers. I'm in love with the grind, I'm in love with the culture. Do this for the fam, do this for...
All right. We are back in another very special episode of Line for Line. I have a gracious young man in the building today, very stellar athlete, one of the best to come out of Kenosha. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, young man.
I'm DeLabio. I grew up in Kenosha. I went to Tremper High School, played baseball and basketball there. After I graduated from Tremper, I went to Northern Illinois University for 2 years. And after that, I transferred for my junior year at Carthage, and I finished out the rest of my college career there.
Yes, sir.
And now I'm with the Houston Astros.
Yes, sir. So just tell us a little bit about growing up in Kenosha, what that was like for you.
I loved it. I had the same friends since I was in 3rd, 4th grade, everything, and I think it's a good spot to be.
Yeah.
There's a lot to do. But
what's the most popular thing that comes to mind when you hear about Kenosha?
The lake.
The lake?
Everyone knows that we're on the lake.
Yeah. See, now I'm a little bit older than you. Actually, the popular part of it was the half of a circle that they have now closer to the pier.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was the popular part when I was like in high school and coming of age, you know, but now it's a little bit down by the lighthouse or whatever you call it. Yeah. Yeah. So what was it that got you into sports?
I've played baseball since T-ball, and that's always what I liked most.
Mhm.
Like I played soccer, a little bit of football and basketball, like all the time growing up, but baseball is just the thing that I liked more.
Mhm.
I liked putting in the work for it and everything and actually playing.
Yes, sir.
I always loved watching it too.
Was it your best sport as well growing up too?
Yeah, I was awful at every other sport.
No way.
I was awful at basketball. Everyone thinks because you're tall, you might be decent at basketball.
Yeah.
Not at all.
That's what I saw. As soon as I saw you, I was like, "Oh, this cat is really, really tall. He's definitely dunking and everything like that." Can you still dunk now?
I can dunk.
No way.
I can dunk. The ball handling skills not good. My footwork's bad, so I didn't make much of a basketball player.
Gotcha. What type of people did you have in your life that got you into baseball?
Both my parents, my mom, my dad love baseball. My mom, she played
softball.
She played with. She tells me that she played with the boys growing up, all that stuff. 'Cause she had an older brother, so she was always with him. And that my uncle plays baseball too.
Nice.
And then my dad is just always liked it. He's always took me to games, stuff like that.
About how old were you when you knew that baseball was it?
When I was like 15, it was kind of late. I was like 15 or 16 years old. And I decided I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to see how far I can take baseball, all that stuff. Like a lot of people say they want to play pro baseball since they were a little kid, but like, do you really? Like, you don't know what it all takes. I decided when I was that age, like, this is what I want to do. I want to see how long I can play for.
Yes, sir.
And I was going to do what it took.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Just tell us a little bit about the trials and tribulations that you had to take to make it to the Astros.
Well, I did all right in high school. And then I went to NIU, and I just, for whatever reason, I struggled. I couldn't throw strikes. I got hit around like nothing was working. So then when I transferred to Carthage, kind of the coaching staff felt more like family. Like they believed in me a lot, and I felt the difference and everything. First year at Carthage, not that great. But then my second full year at Carthage, the year after COVID, I kind of started hitting my stride a little bit.
Yeah.
And now that I know what it's like to like get out of that hole, I'm not going to let myself get back in that hole of walking guys, feeling bad about myself, like getting overwhelmed. Like I've decided that's not happening in my head anymore.
Yes, sir.
Like it's all up.
What's your ritual to get you amped up?
Kind of depends. Like when I was a starter, I tried to keep it somewhat like even keel. I didn't want to get too excited too early. But as a reliever, like I've mostly been throwing 1-2 innings at a time. I hit do my band work, I do my plyo balls, all that stuff, and just kind of naturally like takes over. I
Yes,
get all
sir.
this adrenaline, I feel good, like I'm excited,
Hmm.
and then I run out there, I do my thing.
Yes, sir. For those at home, like they don't know the hard work that you have to put in to make it to the majors. Can you just tell us a little bit about how it is that you kept your vision locked to make it to that greater goal of where you're at now?
Uh, just staying consistent. Like it's it's cliche, but like the no days off thing is kind of true. You can't miss a day of throwing
Hmm.
when you're in the off season right now. You can't miss a day of lifting because everyone else is going to be getting their stuff done. So like you just can't fall behind.
Yes, sir. How does it feel knowing that you're part of a team that could possibly win the world championship?
It's cool. It keeps me invested in the World Series this year after the Brewers got knocked out and
Hmm.
everything because I grew up a Brewers fan, so I wanted to
Oh,
see how far they could go. But the Astros being there is cool too, so I have a team to root for.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. What take us a little bit about what it was like, excuse me, when your name got called to go pro.
Um, so sat around. I waited for the whole draft and everything, and towards the end of day 3, I was watching the draft from like the 15th round on because there was a chance my name was going to get called in the draft.
Hmm.
Nothing happened. I was upset. I was like, this sucks. Blah blah blah. And then 2 3 minutes later, the area scout for the Astros called me and asked if I wanted to sign as a free agent. I'm
Hmm.
like, of course.
Yeah,
So like that once I got that call, I felt good again and everything, but everything leading up to that, I was anxious for 3 4 days straight
yeah.
because you never know. Because I was older, went to a small school, didn't have a great college career. I didn't know if I was going to get that chance. But
But perseverance, right?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can you tell the kids at home a little bit about perseverance of what was that's like?
um, the easy thing to do is to just give up. I could have said after my first year at Carthage when I struggled, I could have just been like, okay, I'll play out my college career, I'll be done. Whatever. I played college baseball, but I I had a goal since I was 15, 16 years old. I wasn't going to let that get away from me. I just stayed with it. Um, like try to just learn as much as possible too from other people.
Hmm.
Take bits and pieces, apply that to yourself. You're going to learn.
Yes,
You're
sir.
going to progress.
Yeah. Has there ever been a time where you felt like quitting?
Um, Probably my sophomore year at NIU was the closest I came to just being done
Yeah.
because I was miserable. I threw about 6 innings that year, so next to nothing. Had a bad year. We had a losing season. Everything. I was so upset.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't. I hardly played summer ball that year and everything. Then I got to Carthage, and then kind of fell in love with it again.
What was the
Felt
feeling like of being low, but still understanding that you wanted to make it bigger?
it was tough. It was like it was hard to go get my workouts in and stuff like that. But like it's like I said, I just didn't want to let myself quit because that would have been the easy thing to do.
Hmm.
And then if I would have just rolled over and been done, I probably would have finished out my career at Carthage.
Yes, sir.
Then
Now I
yeah,
noticed you mentioned not being a starter, being a reliever, and
hmm
everything like that. What are some things that are running through your mind, knowing that you're? Some people wouldn't say, "Oh, he's in the best position as a starter," but knowing you're still on the team and fighting for that greater cause, what would you say that was like for you?
um, I mean, Augie pretty much the entire time is at Carthage is like, you need to start, blah blah, blah like all this, and I'm not comfortable in that position for whatever
Yeah,
reason. I just don't like it. I like the late inning drama, all that stuff, and but I mean,
yeah,
just kind of going with what I'm comfortable with.
gotcha. Who were some of your idols growing up when it came to baseball?
Um, like the first pitcher I remember like falling in love with watching was Justin Verlander when he was on the Detroit Tigers. I
Yeah.
absolutely loved him.
Hmm.
I think he's the best. He's got great stuff. I mean, he's consistent, but like I remember my mom took me to a mall, found a Justin Verlander shirt.
Let's
I
go.
wore that T-shirt all the time.
Yeah,
I've always loved him.
nice. I'm pretty sure you've met him before too, right?
No,
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 not yet.
I might run into him at spring training or something, but
Yeah,
I ain't seen him yet.
yeah. Are there any people that you've met that are in the league that you grew up watching or that you've
Yeah.
watched on TV?
So when I was in rookie ball this earlier in July, August, they have big league guys down there on rehab.
Hmm.
So I got to see Jose Urquidy. Marwin Gonzalez, like a few guys that are just on rehab. So I got to hang out with them for a couple days,
Yes, sir.
talk to them, which is cool.
Let's go. Let's go. Houston Astros. Can you just tell us a little bit more about what that's like being an Astro and being down there in the great city of Houston?
I haven't been there yet, but so I started in West Palm Beach, Florida,
Mm-hmm.
for rookie ball. Um, but I got to learn quite a few new things
Mm-hmm.
about pitching, like approach wise, stuff wise, what they want me to throw, like all this stuff. It's a lot of new information, but
Yeah. What would you say one piece of advice or motivation that was given to you at a young age that you keep now and that helps keep you propelling?
um, the perseverance thing on it, like it's my parents never told me, oh, like it's okay to quit, like if you feel
Yeah.
bad about this or something, like they just kind of they let me decide for myself, and I think that was the best thing for me, was because it put it all on me. I have responsibility for
Yes, sir.
whatever I'm doing.
Yeah. What's your best piece of advice that you could give to those looking up to you that maybe you went to high school with or know from your local cities?
Um, you just, yeah, same thing. Like you can't quit when it gets hard.
Yeah.
Like with anything, there's always going to be peaks and valleys.
Yeah.
You cannot give up, no
Gotcha.
matter what it is.
Gotcha. What would you say is the best piece of advice that you would give to the children watching this right now who want to be in a position that you're in?
Uh, make goals for yourself early. Hit those smaller goals, and then you can start setting the bigger goals too. Because everything seems attainable if it's those small goals. So you
Hmm.
hit those first, then you can start hitting the bigger ones.
Yes, sir. Now that you got to the spot you're in right now, what are some things that you keep telling yourself to keep elevating? Obviously, because obviously you don't get there and just stay stagnant. You
Yeah.
keep growing.
Um, I I have to kind of just remind myself that, like, I belong here. I belong in pro ball. There's a reason I'm here. Like, I'm good enough to be here and keep moving up. I can't, like, because it's easy to just kind of get overwhelmed with that stuff, but
Hmm.
I just got to keep telling myself, like, there's a reason I'm here.
Yeah. Have you got any of the celebrity treatment yet?
Nah, not really.
No.
Not in the lower levels in the minor leagues. There's not a whole lot going on. Like, you get to sign autographs, stuff like that, but like no special treatment really
What
yet.
does that feel like for you? Just take us through what's that like? People wanting your autograph, you signing autographs for people.
It's cool. I love it when like the little kids want to come talk to you and everything. Some of them can get a little bit needy. Like they're like, "Oh, can I get a ball?" I'm like we only have so many or
Uh,
whatever, and they get disappointed. I feel bad,
yeah.
but like I'll sit there in the bullpen and I'll talk to the kids for however long.
Yeah.
I met a kid um, in North Carolina. I talked to him for like 15 minutes about the Brewers because he was a Brewers fan.
Let's
And he
go.
just happened to be at this minor league game.
Hmm. Oh my gosh,
Real
those
good.
Brewers! Just to let you know, I'm a diehard Cubs fan.
Really?
So when people say the Brewers, I kind of cringe. No, I'm joking, but I am a Cubs fan. No,
Gotcha.
seriously, yeah. So you say you sat at the bullpen and talked to him for a while.
Yeah.
Take us through like what's going through your mind when you're knowing you're in a position to sway the younger generation.
Um, I just I don't want them to feel like there's like pressure to love baseball. Like I just want to hear what they have to say, see
Hmm.
like how into it they are. And like this kid was just like rattling off everything about the Brewers low A team and everything. Like he knew all the
Oh
players,
wow,
all this stuff.
yeah.
It's like that kid's like really into it. So it was fun to talk to him. He did most of the talking.
Yeah, see, somewhere now someone's looking at you like that. They're like, "Oh my gosh, he's up next. We can't wait till he gets his shot. Can't wait to see him out there."
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to the most for when you do get that big chance?
I'm excited to pitch in a big league stadium.
Yeah.
Hopefully, eventually, I think that'll be the coolest thing ever to throw in front of 20 to 40,000 people at one time. Because like even in low A in North Carolina, I threw in front of 5,000 people, and
Oh my
that was
gosh.
like a really cool experience to see that many people at a baseball game.
Do you get
And I
nervous
was on the
being in
field.
front of all those people?
Um, like the first 2 3 pitches, maybe like a little bit, but then after that, I try to slow myself down a little bit and
Yeah.
just same game, like nothing changes. There's just more people here.
Yes, sir.
Same exact game.
Now, when you're on that mound, what are some things that are going through your mind, even whether you're having the best game or you're not having not the best game?
If I'm having a bad game, I'm just kind of trying to like block everything out. I don't let the negative things come in. If I'm
Hmm.
having a good game, it's easy. I'm rolling. I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm better than this guy. Next, I'm better than this guy.
Yeah.
But when things aren't going your way, you just got to kind of block things out, try to get back to what you were doing when things are going right.
Are there any must-haves for you before a game, after a game? Sunflower seeds.
I'm not a big
Shoot.
sunflower guy.
What?
Sunflower
Those
seed
are
guy
so
or
good.
gum. Nothing. I just I do it caffeine pregame.
Like coffee or
usually Red Bull.
Oh my gosh, really? Your heart's out there racing right now.
I'll open up a Red Bull in like the second or third inning. I'll sip on it throughout the entire game, and then by the time I go out there, I'm feeling good.
Yeah. Now, a couple of the videos that you sent me, I'm sitting there watching them like, man, this kid has some heat. What's the miles per hour that you're throwing at around now?
This year in pro ball, I averaged just a shade under 94 on my fastball, so I was like sitting in that 93, 95 range. But try to gain a little bit of weight this off season, get a little bit stronger. Hopefully bump that up to like 95, 97.
Let's go.
That's my goal.
What are some exercises that you have to do to keep your arm just ready like that to throw 94 miles per hour?
As far as lower half goes, I squat a lot. I try to just be as strong as I can in my legs, and then pretty much any variation of a row to keep my back nice and strong. And then I started my off-season throwing program a couple weeks ago too. So
how's that going for you?
That good
so
far.
And where's your program at now?
I just work out at Carthage. They have it on a Excel spreadsheet what throwing we need to do each day.
Let's go.
It comes from the Astros. So.
Let's go. Do you have anyone over there on the Carthage side that you would like to shout out?
Augie Schmidt, the head coach. He's the one that gave me the chance to go play at Carthage, and he never gave up on me. He understood I had a vision that I wanted to play pro ball. He believed I could and everything, and that made all the difference for me.
Oh my God, that's a great feeling, you know? Yeah. And I'm pretty sure you see him a lot, talk to him a lot as well too.
Talk to him at least once a week when I'm gone, and then every time I'm working out at Carthage, I'll stop by his office, talk to him for a little bit.
Yeah. What are some of those conversations like when you may be feeling down or you just need some extra mental toughness?
He pretty much tells me the same thing. He's like, you're there for a reason. You're good enough, you know, just kind of reiterating like things that
yes, sir.
I need to think about myself.
Yes, sir. Now our paths, as we get ready to close out, our paths are kind of similar. We're trying to make it to the big leagues as well too. What would be like a great piece of advice that you could give towards someone like me who started from the low levels, like the minor leagues right now, before I get that deal from Spotify or deal from YouTube, and then I'm in the majors, you know? So I kind of feel like a lot of things in life are synonymous, and I kind of feel like the paths that we both are on are synonymous right now.
Yeah, you just got to keep doing what's you. You know, you can't change what you do just for someone else just because it might be better to one group of people. Like, do what got you as far as this. You know what I mean? You can't switch up.
Yes, sir.
Just keep doing what got you here.
I gotta put that on the t-shirt. And just like that, we just wrapped up another great episode of Line for Line. I appreciate you for coming by.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
You calling or you listening, tune in every week. Line for line. Oh yeah, I'm going line for line.